Okay, and the second part of chapter 10, we're doing testing involving paired differences. So this is when we have two samples, but they're dependent samples, okay? Meaning there's some relation between the two samples. Oftentimes we can do before or after. So for example, if we take our heart rate before we exercise, and then we take it again after we exercise, let's say this is Austin, this is Brooke, this is George, okay? And if their heart rate before exercise, let's just say they take their heart rate 65, 60, 65, and 56, and then after exercise, it's 80, 75, 70. Okay? We have, ignoring this, this column here, we have two samples, right? We have heart rate before exercise, heart rate after exercise. But because the first observations of each sample here are tied together by this is both Austin, it makes it what's called dependent samples. The first observation of each sample are related because they're both coming from Austin. So what we do is we calculate this column of differences. We subtract 60 minus 80 to get negative 20. 65 minus 75 is negative 10. 56 minus 70 is negative 14. And then what we do is we do a t-test on this column of differences. Okay? So basically what happens in the null and alternative now, what we're testing is mu d. And what mu d represents is the difference between mu1 and mu2. So we're testing that difference is equal to 0. And then the alternative, we're going to test if this is either positive, negative, or not equal to 0. So it's going to be greater than 0, or mu d less than 0, or mu d not equal to 0. Okay? So the same thing that we did in two sample testing before is if I'm back to this example of exercise, if I'm testing if heart rate increases with exercise, I'm testing if the heart rate is higher after, which means less than, which means I would be testing if mu d is less than 0. And my null would be mu d equal to 0. Does that make sense? Okay, so then what we're going to do, and I'll show you how to do this calculator in the example, we'll put the data in, and we always do a t-test for column D. And then steps 3, 4, and 5, we're going to do exactly the same as we've been doing hypothesis testing. Okay, so now go to the next video, and I'm going to show you how to do this example. I call it number 20 and 8.4.